We have breaking news.
There's just all sorts of breaking news with this guy.
So much.
Yeah.
Never ends.
Just keeps trickling out.
Like the red wine on the floor.
Oof.
Oh boy.
He knew it was blood. Come on.
Yeah, I've flip-flopped on that now, and I believe that he knows that that woman was dead.
Yeah.
A couple weeks ago, we recorded our episode on the Hollywood Ripper, and then afterwards, we had a very spirited discussion about it at the bar.
Yes.
The episode basically continued at the bar, and Kyle, you were very adamant that it could have been believable
Could have been.
that Ashton thought it was wine.
Yeah. I didn't put much thought into it. I was like, oh, he's a young kid. I even said during the actual episode, I was like, that was the death of his innocence, that he couldn't even imagine it could possibly be.
I don't know if that was a death. Come on. He was a model in like Milan for
Yeah.
he probably saw some people killed. You know?
And let's not forget that
He did some coke off of dead bodies. Let's be honest.
less than a year later, he did that punked gag for a show that was not called Punked.
Yes.
Where he made a couple stay in a hotel room where they thought there was a dead body. He
Yeah.
had blood, the whole works, and then he had fake cops detain them in the hotel room. Then they sued Ashton.
Yeah.
Now I ask you, would a traumatized man do that prank less than a year later?
No.
Do you rest your case, Alejandro?
I do.
I think he did a great job. The defense.
The defense rest. I need a rest too.
Prosecution rest. We're all rested now.
Everyone's resting.
And I've heard through the grapevine that the LAPD did not buy his story either.
That is true.
That he lied multiple times when he went to talk to them.
But that's like a rumor, like a whisper. People are saying
It comes directly from a
playing
guy.
devil's advocate here.
Someone who said they spoke to the LAPD.
Yes.
Okay,
But
that's interesting.
LAPD would never say that out loud.
No, they're very they choose when they decide to say something. Like
Yeah.
when I was trying to get the William Shatner police report on his wife's passing, they said, yeah, it's a little too. I think it's very sensitive because of the people involved. They said,
Yeah.
They're protecting Hollywood.
oh, they're protecting him, their old friend. Remember,
Uh-huh.
T.J. Hooker.
Right. And he did Rescue 911.
Yeah.
So where do we want to start here? We did a video the other day, which has gotten a great response.
Yes. Very spirited debate happening in our comments section on that one.
Do you want to address one of the issues some people had?
The people keep yelling at me for talking about how the actual sentence it's life. He's getting life. It's like, no, he got sentenced 30 to life. And in California, there are strike offenses, which this is one. So it's rare for someone convicted of rape in California, even though it's 30 to life, you are able to get out after spending 85% of your sentence in prison. I didn't pull that out of my ass.
That's so confusing.
Yes.
It really is confusing because most people believe he's there for 30 years minimum.
Yeah.
But there is this weird California law
Yes.
that allows someone like him to get out at 85%.
Which is 25 and a half years.
Yes, if he is on good behavior, if he is a good man, upstanding jailbird.
Know what I think
Yeah.
will happen though? I think Ashton, he has a lot of this tech money. He's got a lot of money laying around. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
And Mila makes $1 million from Fox for 15 minutes of work a week. Let's be honest.
Family Guy you're referring
Family
to?
Guy, yeah. I don't want to make that connection. I don't want to start any fights. But I think they're gonna, they're gonna put a lot of money into it as appeal, and there's gonna be. This is not the last court case with this. Unfortunately, I don't. I think there's gonna be a lot more. I think they're gonna throw everything against the wall and see what sticks, and do whatever they gotta do. Maybe bring in Dershowitz. Maybe hire some real scumbags.
Yeah, he's the scummiest of the scumbags.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
He was on Epstein Island.
he's the one that likes to go to naked beaches in Martha's Vineyard. You ever hear about that? I swear to God.
Any beach could be a naked
And
beach
he said,
if you really want.
yeah, that's the T-shirt.
Yeah.
No, I only heard about his Epstein beach.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He definitely went to that. He only got a massage from from an 18-year-old who checked her ID.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right.
What I will
It was written in crayon. I am 18. Mr. Lawyer.
He checked IDs like Prince Andrew doesn't sweat.
Yeah, that guy sweats buckets.
Yeah. What I will give people is, the shock that he did get 30 years for 2 rapes, because in California, people have had similar instances. Darren Sharper was an NFL player for the New Orleans Saints. He got 9 years in prison for his 2 rapes and 4 druggings in California.
Oh, my God.
And will only serve 9 years. LA County Superior Court Judge Michael Pastor sentenced Sharper to 20 years in prison, but he'll only have to serve half that. He gets credit for 2 years because he's been behind bars for a solid year already, so the actual remaining time behind bars is 9 years. And they say, even in this article, short story, Sharper's legal team seems to have worked a miracle. He could have gotten 2 life sentences in Nevada alone. On top of that, people convicted of rape typically do 85% or more of their sentence. So it's a common thing in California for that to happen.
Yeah.
So 30 years, especially with this guy that has been charged and convicted for more druggings and same amount of rapes, he's getting out in March 2024. So everybody cover your drinks
Oh, my God.
when Darren Sharper's around. Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, Forbes magazine, Danny Masterson may not serve his entire 30-year sentence according to a legal expert here in California, which is where we live.
Yes.
So we have heard a little bit more about it than most people. And again, he says in this article, he adds that Masterson may not serve the entire 30-year sentence because this is considered a strike offense. He will likely have to do 85% of that time, about 25 and a half years.
So he'll still be in his early 70s when he's out.
Yeah. The earliest he can get out is, at like 72 years old.
Yeah, I think you should tack on more time. But that's not possible at this time.
No.
Because they can't double jeopardy him, and that's it. That's what is he? You can't appeal and get more time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the amount of people that called us stupid and that we didn't know what we were talking about, read up.
How you like me now?
How you like me now?
Like me now.
Another point of contention that, there were some people in our comments saying that, Masterson only had 3 accusers and, they could have all gotten together and did this smear campaign against him, blah, blah, blah. Aaron from growing up in Scientology has confirmed that there's about 17 known victims.
Dating back to
1993. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's
like
been,
Malcolm in the middle years. Oh, he wasn't on Malcolm. His brother was.
his brother was the oldest brother on Malcolm in the Middle.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize that.
Chris Masterson?
Sure.
Okay.
Frank.
That sounds good. Frank Masterson?
Fucking Chuck Masterson.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
Rape
Masterson.
Masterson.
Yeah, non-rapey Masterson.
Well, yeah. I shouldn't really paint him with that brush just yet.
So essentially what Ron was saying is that the first rape happened in 1993 and the girl went to Scientology because she was a Scientologist and complained about it. And she got punished for it and they put her into the Sea Organization, which is they just put these Scientologists on a boat and they go around the world and spread the word of Scientology. And to this day, she's still in it.
No.
I heard they give you classes. Like if she charged him with rape, they give her classes so she can figure out what rape really is. And it's like, what?
Oh, yeah. Scientology is big on what did you do to get raped?
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
they say,
How could you have avoided it?
They're like a parent from the 50s or something.
Yeah, where they blame the victim.
yeah, they told multiple girls that he was in relationships with that he drugged and raped that it can't be rape because you were in a relationship and people in relationships can't be raped.
Ridiculous.
So,
Yeah.
there was also a club that Masterson ran in the late 90s, early 2000s, and there were girls all the time coming out of there drugged. There was one specific night where Valderrama, Ashton Kutcher, Mila Kunis, all the people from that 70s show were there, plus like a big DJ and stuff, and 7 different girls had to get put into ambulances because they were all horrifically drugged. And the police went there, took reports, 911 was called. There was it was chaos. So they all know this shit. Mm-hmm. And so anyone that's literally standing up for Danny Masterson needs to sit down because there's a lot more that, people don't really know about yet.
And by the way, 1993, that was also the first year that the Hollywood Ripper struck.
Yeah.
That's when Trisha Pacaccio was murdered.
Yeah.
So you've seen a correlation here, or you just
Well,
saying-
Danny Masterson and the Hollywood Ripper, Michael Gargiulo, both got things going in 1993.
Yeah.
The year that Jurassic Park was a big hit. No correlation.
It might be unrelated, but Michael worked at the Rainbow Room, and I saw Ron Jeremy is actually recently getting busted from a lot of the former staff there. They're suing Rainbow Room, I think, for not protecting them with Ron Jeremy, and kind of a side thing, but I guess
No, but that's
a lot of bad
related.
shit was
Yeah.
going on in the 90s in Hollywood.
Yeah, exactly. And what you were just talking about at the club, that's what the Hollywood Ripper was up to, too. Remember, he was a bouncer.
Yeah. He
At
said
the-
some crazy things to his coworkers at the Rainbow Room.
Yeah.
And they just shrugged it off like, yeah, it's just guys being guys.
Yeah.
It's like a guy being like confessing to murder
That's a
to
good
his
bit.
coworkers.
Yeah.
Just
Great
locker
bit.
room talk.
I'm just talking to you.
Yeah.
I'm detailing specifics of murder.
But yeah, it is related because then years later, Ron Jeremy was up to all kinds of shit there, and people
Yeah.
turned a blind eye at first.
Yeah.
Scumbags.
Yeah, I took a picture with him, and like 2 weeks later, he got sent to prison. Like, got arrested.
That's the ploof touch right there.
Yeah, there you go. A little sprinkle.
Take some of my bad luck.
Yeah, exactly.
Not to say it's bad luck when you act like an asshole. Like,
Yeah.
he had it coming. He had it coming.
Yep.
Anything else about the sentencing that you want to clarify?
Nope, the 85% thing is a real thing. The amount of victims that's confirmed that everyone knows about, but not publicly, is about 17 people.
So it won't be double jeopardy because there'll be different charges,
Different cases,
There'll
yeah.
be more accusers, and
Yeah.
if the prosecutor's smart, he's just gonna keep lobbying more indictments at this guy.
Yeah, and
Even while he's in prison.
There was one commenter that said, "Oh yeah, I only believe rape allegations if they come out 20 years later." And these people have not come out 20 years later. They've been telling people about this for decades. So
That's a good point because I heard that Jane Doe number 1, she was talking to Danny about it and he would just laugh in her face.
Yeah.
And then he would taunt her.
he thought he was untouchable.
So if he had apologized to her back in the day, she might not have ever brought the allegations up.
Yeah.
And because she brought up the allegations, there were the other 2 victims that were like, oh, wait, there is another victim?
Yeah.
Because all the Jane Does thought they were the only victim. This is why the case went past the statute of limitations.
Yeah.
Because suddenly there are 3 Jane Does with very serious allegations that involved drugs, violence.
Yeah. There was also another Scientologist girl that went to a party in the hills and she was like telling her friends about it. Like, I'm going up there with a bunch of famous Scientologists. And
Can you imagine?
she was super like bubbly, friendly. And then her friends saw her again and she was like completely sullen, like hollow eyes, 1,000-yard stare. And she ended up overdosing, like committing suicide. And
God.
it came out that Danny was the guy that was in a room with her before that. So,
Yeah.
Oh my God. What a monster.
yeah.
I'd
so-
rather my friend say, "Hey, I'm going to hang out with the Medellin cartel,"
Yeah. Yeah.
than a bunch of Scientologists.
Yeah. I'd rather a Colombian necktie over a drink from Danny Masterson.
I imagine if you had that option.
Yeah. I'll take the Colombian necktie. Step over here.
Yeah, really. There's predators.
Yeah.
And
Now I
especially in
can,
the Scientology world. They're
Yeah.
scary.
Yeah.
They're scary people.
but I can see the other side where people, are concerned about a woman's power to have allegations that ruin someone's life. I completely get that. We've seen Amber Heard. She did it to Elon. It just came out today that in Elon's biography that just came out, he has this whole thing where she tried to do the same thing she did to Johnny to him.
Were they married?
I don't know if they were married.
They dated
Yeah.
after the Johnny Depp relationship and ended
But
shortly
it was
after.
the same thing. He ended up taking her on vacation with his friends, and she locked herself in the room screaming, "He's been hitting me. He took my passport so I can't leave." And one of the girls from the other couples went in and found her passport in her own bag. She had no marks on her. She's trying to extort these, very high profile, very rich people and become a professional victim, which I completely get. But anyone who's a predator on either side does it to a bunch of different people. Amber Heard did it to multiple people. Danny Masterson did it to a bunch of people. So you can't just put blanket statements being like, "Oh, every girl could just say it and it's just done."
And not every case is the same.
Right, exactly.
I wonder if she got a free truck, that one of those new Tesla trucks
Yeah, Cybertruck.
with just a bunch of cash in the back.
That's why she dated him.
Yeah.
You should have ran her over in one.
Whoa! Okay. Keep that in.
We know where Kyle stands on the whole Amber Turd
Oh,
debate.
yeah. He's
Yeah.
heated up.
Well, that's the thing. You can have your opinions, but don't let your opinions have you, okay?
Right.
Not everything's the same. You can see bad people on either side.
Now you're
right?
speaking in,
they're,
like,
they're good on
Snapple
both sides.
quotes.
Great people on both sides.
You're speaking in Snapple quotes.
That's right.
And this might as well be Danny Cosby. This is
Yeah.
a long list of victims going back so many years.
Yeah.
There'll be more.
There will be.
Yeah.
But wait, there's more.
What is that, like Apple? Like Tim Apple?
It's Marlon Wayans from Scary Movie.
Oh.
Doing a parody of Scream.
Yeah.
Matthew Lillard in Scream.
Yeah.
All right, so you mentioned AA, Ron. We should let the people out there know that we're talking about Aaron, who has the channel Growing Up.
Growing up in Scientology.
What is that reference? Is that a reference from Brooklyn 911 or something?
No, Key and Peele.
Key and Peele, yeah.
Done messed up, AA wrong.
Because his name's Aaron.
Yeah.
Balaki.
Yeah.
It's
Pronounced
Blake. Aaron has said repeatedly that there's a Scientology file on Ashton Kutcher.
Yeah.
Because Ashton Kutcher got as close as you can get to the Church of Scientology without actually becoming a member.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because of that file that Scientology has on him, which, by the way, includes the night of February 21st, 2001, when Ashton Kutcher found Ashley Ellerin murdered in her house, and he left her there. He left her there like she was an animal in the woods,
Alejandro.
and he could have saved her.
Damn.
And they could have caught the Hollywood Ripper sooner because he went on to kill another girl and then brutally attack yet another girl who eventually got him caught. But if Ashton had reported this murder right away, they could have been hot on the trail. Instead, Ashton left the crime scene and said, "Oh, I thought it was red wine.
Yeah.
I thought all her blood was red wine."
I'm going to go celebrate U2 winning Song of the Year.
Yeah, he went to his Grammy party.
Yeah.
And then the next day, after a lot of meetings with his management team, decided, okay, I'm going to go talk to the cops now, where he lied to their faces.
Yeah.
And then another person he talked to the night before, literally right after he saw Ashley Ellerin's body, he called Danny Masterson. And Chrissy Bixler, as we mentioned in the other video, Jane Doe number 3, she says that she was there the night Danny got that call from Ashton. That frantic call where Ashton asked, "What should I do?" And Danny said, "Go to the party, pretend you didn't see anything."
But you know what I want to know? Can the police confirm through phone records that he actually did call Danny Masterson?
That's
They
a
should
great
be able to.
question.
You need a subpoena in order to do that, though, and he would have to be a suspect, I thought.
Another person said to me that wouldn't that make Chrissy Bixler an accomplice then? Because she heard that phone call. So that's very interesting.
Unless she's
Why
a
didn't she
witness.
go to the cops? I guess she was afraid of Danny and of Scientology.
Yeah.
But if she heard that phone call, you have to be fair on all sides.
Right.
She also could have called the cops then.
But what's the charge for Ashton besides just lying?
Well, it's perjury now because he said that
perjury.
on the stand in 2019.
But do you think the cops really want to run wild with a perjury charge on him right now?
This is all just about that he lied that night. And the larger point is that is one of the details in his Scientology.
And he
file.
could have been lying about Danny Masterson the whole time.
Well, he knew. Come on. And let's get to that right now. These two knuckleheads were on that 70s show together, and they painted the town red.
Oh, I can imagine.
Every night, they painted the town red. They painted it brown, too.
Oh, God. Would they shit everywhere?
That's a Ween album, by the way. To bring it back to Ween. People loved our Ween reference last time.
One guy just commented, Ween. Well, I did want to say, I forgot, I heard, what's her name? Ashton's wife there.
Mila Kunis.
Mila Kunis. I heard her on a separate interview just recently, her talking about the fact that she was the one who actually lied to the producers of that 70s show and said she was almost 18 years old.
Yeah.
They requested no verification, no IDs or anything, and so they just basically let a 14-year-old work against the law.
Yeah, child
this
labor
set.
laws.
Yes.
Okay, since you mentioned that, why don't we watch those clips first? Because I have one here of, this is a promo that Mila and Ashton did back in the day for that 70s show, and she's sitting in his lap.
Hi, I'm Ashton Kutcher, and I'm from that 70s show TV. No, that 70s show too.
Yeah.
And the reason I'm doing this is not because I think In the Crease is good, but because Jock told me Mila would sit on my lap if I did. It feels good.
So she's very young there, and she's being very sexualized.
Yeah.
And then we have this other clip here of Danny talking about her, you know, at a behind the scenes, that 70s show special.
I love the wardrobe people. I adore, and I think that they do a fabulous job of putting outfits together. It's not their fault that these outfits are so hideous. It's just not. And they're literally from the 70s. They're 30 years old, from like old basements of somebody's house. They come in, they clean it up, and I'm forced to wear it. And
Yeah, but you look really hot in it.
well, thanks, Danny. I don't feel very hot in it, I have to say.
I ended up getting the job, and I didn't
Working
know.
with me?
Yeah, and she was as hot as she was. You know, come on, this one.
14.
14, she was even hotter. But I'm not allowed to say that.
Oh my God.
If you didn't understand what he said, she was reminding him when he said she was really hot since the beginning of the show. She's like, I was 14. And then he says, oh, you were even hotter then. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say
He
that.
doubles down once he hears it's inappropriate.
So I can't even imagine. She lied to get on the show saying she's older than she is. And then you got Ashton and Danny Masterson, the disgusting brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Succession reference.
Yeah, that's right.
Imagine how much she was probably hit on,
Oh, every
made
day.
to feel uncomfortable, sexualized.
Yeah. She seems like she dealt with it well. Like she, you know,
Considering.
but you have to
But
be
not
like-
lately.
when you're
Lately, she's off her rocker writing letters for Danny Masterson.
Stockholm syndrome.
maybe, yeah. Yeah, maybe she just, you know, she just wants to be one of the guys or something. I don't know.
Can you imagine how much it's like even more exaggerated how much of a loser this guy is because you already have the fame.
Mm-hmm.
Like you could walk into any club and people would be like, "Oh my God, it's Hyde," and they would fuck you that night,
And
no
he
matter
did.
what. And he would still drug them and have sex with them. Like that is
Yeah, that's a problem.
that is a compulsion, a predatory compulsion that he just has in it. He just has a broken brain.
That's the psychosis.
Yeah,
That they get off on it.
that's insane.
Did you ever see that movie Bully? Directed by Larry Clark, but with
Oh, yeah.
Brad Renfro
Mm-hmm.
and Nick Stahl. And Bijou Phillips is actually in it.
Right. Bijou
I
Phillips.
forgot his fucking wife.
Danny Masterson's long-suffering wife,
Yeah.
who definitely has Stockholm syndrome.
But he is like the Nick Stahl character in which he has to like knock women out in order to have sex with. It's very disturbing. But
Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend you watch it with the family.
No. And then here is the famous clip of Ashton on Punk'd talking about Hillary Duff. We referenced it in the last episode.
Yeah.
Hillary Duff. I huff and I puff and I blow the Duff down. Hillary Duff is in Lizzie McGuire. She also has an album out. She's going to be in a movie called Cheaper by the Dozen. And she's one of the girls that we're all waiting for to turn 18, along with the Olsen twins.
I referenced the Olsen twins on the last time. It's the same
Yeah.
like level of humor of like, isn't it funny pedophilia?
Yeah.
I mean, on top of it, he's irritating as hell. Let's talk about the Duff.
Yeah,
Like,
he's
what a
so
fucking
aggressive and
doofus.
horrible.
And painfully unfunny.
Yeah, nothing about him is funny. He used to wear those dumb trucker hats too. He was
Yeah, the Von Dutch.
Von Judge.
So these are the men that 14-year-old Mila Kunis was surrounded by. And then throw in Wilmer Valderrama.
Who dated Lindsay Lohan for a while. And Lindsay
When
Lohan,
she was underage and he was overage.
And Lindsay Lohan was one of the people that went to Danny Masterson's club in Hollywood. I think it was called Guys. And ended up
Right to the point.
screaming at Danny Masterson in front of everybody about what a piece of shit he was and that she's going to tell everybody about him. And there were hundreds of people there that witnessed it, but nobody has come out publicly and talked about it that night.
Wow.
Yeah, but Ashton Kutcher was there, Mila Kunis was there, Wilmer was there, Danny was there, and they all know. So he might have drugged and attacked Lindsay or someone very close to her.
Not that it really matters, but like, let's be honest with these guys. They're not like the second coming of Brando. You know, these aren't like, master filmmakers on the top of their game. They're fucking sitcom losers.
That's a great point because there are other canceled figures like Kevin Spacey.
Yeah.
He starred in The Usual Suspects. Kaiser Soze.
American Beauty.
It's the classic art versus the artist argument. Yeah. So in Kevin Spacey's case, he's got The Usual Suspects. Yeah. In Ashton Kutcher's case, he's got Dude, Where's My Car?
Yeah.
Nobody gives a shit about Ashton's professional work. Steve Jobs? You think there's any Jobs heads that are like, hey, leave Ashton alone?
That's one thing no one commented on, like disagreeing with you.
Yeah.
I disagree with everything we said except for that.
I think that's the only reason why like Woody Allen and like Roman Polanski actually have people coming out for them.
Yeah.
In different, I don't know. In
Annie Hall, Rosemary's Baby.
I know he's got just a great catalog of movies. Both of those guys do, but like some people, like some countries are like France and Italy are a little more forgiving. Let's be honest of those guys, but they're not like hey, Danny.
A little more forgiving. Woody was just at the Venice Film Festival and got a standing ovation.
Yeah, he could run for president over there if he wanted to.
So if there are any young filmmakers or actors out there, I guess the advice coming out of this conversation is make sure your work is rape-proof.
Oh,
okay.
We're going to do a stamp across like rape-proof. Yeah. No, I guess we're saying that there is no such thing as rape-proof. In America, anyway.
And
in this country.
That's why we're the best country.
Jack Nicholson from Departed.
Oh, yeah.
In this country, you don't use automatic weapons.
No ticky, no laundry.
Exactly.
And then we'll continue the clips here. I mentioned them as the Disgusting Brothers before because they would just hit the town together. Well, here's a clip from the James Corden program. Another fucking loser.
Blind leading the blind here.
You were big on the party scene.
A little bit, yeah. He had like all the hookups.
Look, we took a night off a week. We took a night off. We had to shoot our show.
One night off a week.
Yeah, you got to get some sleep.
But he knew, like, he had been here, like, grew up.
Sleep while drugging others.
Yeah.
The whole thing here. And this was like pre-TMZ, pre-cell phone camera. So you could, like, go out.
Right.
We had Motorola 2-way pagers back in the day.
Yeah, we were just like, if you want to look real cool and you didn't know anybody, you just page.
And then we can be like, yo, give me your number.
And it was like, and you beamed it. And that was like gangster. But nobody.
It was like war games,
But nobody was going to take a picture.
What a great reference.
Yeah, for the kids.
And look at the symmetry between them.
So you could really wow out, and nobody would know what you did last night.
I have more photos of Commando Kutcher here, naked in a club, than probably anybody.
No way. Are you serious?
Oh, yeah.
Only
With my
at, like,
Polaroid.
after it closed.
Do you see how far away the other guest is sitting?
Who is that?
I don't know.
He changed his name.
Yeah, I literally have no idea, but he is like way off.
Yeah, he wants nothing to do with these two goons.
Yeah.
Why don't you guys start making out already?
The full Kutcher.
Yeah. No, you have 0 pictures of the full Kutcher.
Okay.
Wow.
Wait a second, that's so interesting.
Oh, man.
We do have a picture of you both. This is when you first met here. Look at these two. Look at these two cool cats. I know. Yeah, it was a long time.
Wait a second. Did you see that his response when he says, you don't have any picture, like naked pictures of me? He's like, that's interesting.
You got no picture of the Kutcher block?
Well, maybe that's why he's writing the letters.
Yeah, and they could be like Bob Crane and Carpy.
They very well could.
Where I don't have a picture of you. Yeah. Try a whole video collection.
My movie didn't do so good.
And this was brought to us by a listener named Lily. She saw our last video, and then she recommended that we check out the Kevin Pollak chat show.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Where Danny Masterson was a guest.
Those of you just listening coast to coast, that's Danny Masterson. Welcome our guest today. Thank you very much. Please be seated.
We should make a movie about Silk and Twist.
Yes. Are you?
Silk and Twist was one of the producers' stage names when they were a magician. So he's doing a callback to that. Okay. But listen to what he says right after this.
Excited now, like I am?
I'll be Silk, you'll be Twist.
Please!
We could do...
Fighting backstage.
Kitty porn, I don't know, something.
I love that they never...
How about not?
Yeah.
Okay, and then now he's going to go on to explain his DJ name.
I get on stage. They're so angry.
I'll send you a list of names.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I mentioned the donkey punch.
Oh, yeah.
How does that become your DJ name?
name?
Just because you can't believe people are going to have to say it?
Yeah. Just because it was like, oh, I wonder if we can get this in the New York Times, and we did. And it would just, I started DJing in 97, 98, and you don't want to be like DJ Danny Masterson. That just sounds not good. So so you sort of all come up with something that's kind of funny.
DJ Donkey Punch.
And mine was DJ Donkey Punch.
And by the way, donkey punch is the sexual practice of inflicting blunt force trauma to the back of the head or lower back of the receiving partner during anal or vaginal sex. It's so long.
When you hit a girl in the back of the head, fucking her from behind, and it tightens up.
There you go. So that's the donkey punch, and that's his hilarious
Oh man, this guy's
DJ name.
This guy's funny. This guy
He knows comedy.
Yeah.
plays by his own set of rules.
Which is a great name. But this is also kind of like before
It's a great
the
name, just
world
ask
of
me.
the internet and with the Facebooks and the Twitter and the whole thing where everybody knows what everything means.
Right, you can't
So
instantly look
for
it up.
years,
Nobody
you
knows.
know, it'd be like, and Danny Masterson, aka DJ Donkey Punch,
Ex-cons
you know,
knew.
playing, you know, this is in like the Wall Street Journal.
Ex-con, whoa.
Yeah, did you hear that?
So for a while, only ex-cons knew why you named yourself DJ Donkey Punch.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're going to get a lot of donkey punches in the slammer.
So it says here you're a rapist.
Weird, wild stuff.
Oh wow. I'm Kevin Pollak. I just do impressions. Yeah. That's my only personality.
One of his other big ones is walking.
Yeah. Wow. He does it a little bit better than me.
I hear you're raping people. A little bit later in the show, they play a clip of one of Danny Masterson's old skits.
That's my favorite right there.
I'm Morris, the executioner, Rodriguez, divorce lawyer, and I will rape your spouse. Financially. But don't take my word for it.
Pretty funny stuff.
We will. We will take
Why
it.
is everything he does like comedically is rape or underage girl or something
Or
like
touch my balls.
Yeah.
People
Remember on
tend...
Conan? He's like,
Yeah.
touch my balls.
Yeah.
that? Hey, I'm Danny Masterson. Touch my balls.
balls.
Like, and Conan was just like, oh, that's not funny. How do I deal with this?
He was like, desperate to find a way out of that.
How do we get
video.
it? Yeah, let's get to
Like, I've heard of you. You're going to get caught soon.
Let's get to commercial and get this guy the fuck out of here, Andy.
People tend to tell on themselves in different ways.
Oh, he's proud of it. Look at
yeah.
this.
Yeah. And he's also surrounding himself with, you know, giggly girls and yes men that just want to be his friend because he's famous. So anything he says in like a club setting, people are probably like, holy shit.
Man,
You're
that's
fun.
hilarious.
This guy's funny.
Yeah.
And then he says it around actual comedians and nobody laughs.
Yeah, I don't notice him around a lot of really actually funny people.
No.
But just like on-screen people because they think they are funny. You know,
Yeah.
like sitcom actors, they're good at their job
Yeah.
for what they do, but they're not like, you know, organically funny. They
No.
don't come up with actually good things like a Norm Macdonald. Great comedian, horrible you know, actor on his multicam sitcom.
Yeah.
All right, and then I don't want to make it seem like Danny Masterson doesn't have any supporters.
Oh, man, this girl.
Because there are a lot, as you mentioned, even writing in our comment section.
Yes.
But he does have a very vocal celebrity supporter.
Who?
Taryn Manning.
One of the
Wait, what?
One of the villains from Orange is the New Black.
Wait, she recently posted something crazy on Instagram.
About
let's
how
hear-
she was going to buy her best friend's husband a boat because they were
Yes.
cheating on him together.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then she deleted it and she's like, hey, sorry about that.
So she's gone even more unhinged since then.
And the fact that people want to just tear us all down, like even like with my friend Danny going to prison for 30 years. Yeah, he made a mistake, but everyone just keep going, just keep crucifying him as if he's not already suffering. He gets it. He got it. Leave him alone. Leave me alone. Leave people alone. Who are you? Who are you?
Someone that's not on
What
meth.
did you do today to change the world?
She's talking
huh?
to the camera?
I'm
Since you
Alejandro.
have so many opinions, what did you do to change the world, huh? People like you, people like me.
Is this an audition?
Enough. Enough. It's enough.
That is like a door on the ground, unhinged.
Oh, you like me now?
Like a lion in the jungle. Wild.
Yes.
Let's be honest, though. That video, you could say, like, oh, wow, what a cuckoo bird. But I find all those people that wrote the letters to the judge just as cuckoo as she is.
Yeah, at least she knows she's doing that publicly.
Uh-huh.
All those fucking cowards thought it was going to be sealed.
Exactly. She's brave for doing that.
Yeah.
Cowardly.
More respect to her.
Yes. Cowardly is the way that Mila and Ashton and Giovanni Ribisi.
I can't
and
even
Kurtwood
believe
Smith and
Kitty and Red fucking sent them in. I can't believe that.
Yeah, Billy Baldwin and China Phillips.
Well,
that I can
Baldwin's
believe.
kind of cuckoo. Come on.
And to be fair, China Phillips is Bijou's sister and Bijou is Danny's wife, so that's kind of in the family. You expect the family to support.
That's right.
Are Eric Foreman's parents in the show, Kitty and Red, are they Scientologists too? I would be so sad
I think
to
they're
find
just
that out.
protecting their
The guy from
show.
RoboCop? I don't think he's a Scientologist.
Ugh.
They're protecting their show. This happened with Seventh Heaven. This happened with Cosby, where some of the actors come out publicly and say, like, we're losing our residuals now because someone fucked up the tarnish to the show's image.
Yeah, but what they should do is sue the actor responsible for ruining the residuals of the show.
good luck
That's what the Cosby actors did.
Did they?
They sued Cosby, yeah.
And these letters to the judge are just all bonkers. Another episode, we have to go through some of them in more detail.
Yeah.
Billy Baldwin says that Danny cures cancer. He's such a great guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Walks on water.
With his foundations and all these companies. I don't even know what these companies do.
Yeah, and people have brought that up in the comments too. Ashton Kutcher, like he has that foundation called Thorn, where it's to protect kids from child predators and sex trafficking. But Danny Masterson is kind of a thorn in Ashton's side
Yeah.
with that stuff.
What's the stuff with Ashton working with the CIA and stuff? He's like a big fan of them, or some people say he might be a front or something.
What
The thorn.
him being a CIA asset?
Yeah.
We said, yeah, there's multiple comments telling us that Ashton Kutcher is a CIA asset, and I'm actually looking it up. There's a lot of articles about him actually possibly being an asset.
That would be an interesting choice for the CIA. Not to say like they do like using ridiculous people to like give it, you like make it seem like it's like made up kind of.
Yeah.
Why would you give a former model, that 70s show star, hire him as an asset? But
Yeah.
it's crazy enough to be true.
Yeah, I don't know what the actual. I'm trying to read quickly here. Maybe you're wondering if Kutcher was a CIA asset, wouldn't he want to be secretive about it?
You would think.
You clearly haven't lived in D.C. if you think that. People who probably work in the intelligence community in D.C. desperately want you to know what they do while they're being cagey about it.
Yeah. That was like Burn After Reading, like that kind of weird thing where paper pushers in the CIA just getting shit sometimes.
Giovanni wrote, I know Danny has been convicted of 2 counts of forcible rape. I only ask that you consider his daughter in his sentencing. He is a good father, and he is important to her and her upbringing. Kind regards, Giovanni Ribisi. You talk about landing with a thud.
Yeah.
I know he forcibly raped a bunch of women, but think of his daughter.
I actually like Giovanni Ribisi as an actor.
Not as a letter writer?
Not as a letter writer. When he does stuff like this, I'm like, what are you thinking, dude?
Yeah. He's like, I know he's a horrific, druggist and rapist.
No, but he,
I was in the Mod Squad, so give him a few years off, okay?
Oh, was he Bill Maher now?
Yeah.
He just references the worst thing he was in.
All right, do we have anything more we want to add? I feel like we're going to keep having updates on this stuff.
Yeah.
There was one with the someone said the Scientology statement had the same typos as Ashton Kutcher's letter.
Oh, that's correct. Yes. So
Really
the
connected.
theory there is that the Church of Scientology composed those letters.
Yes.
Which is why they're so odd sounding.
Yeah.
And the typos, remember?
Right.
Missing words, run-on sentences.
Yeah.
Unnecessary detail.
Yeah.
They even mentioned Danny was really nice to the caterers. He told craft service they were doing a good job.
Oh.
And he told him not to do drugs
Yeah.
unless you want to have sex with someone.
Yeah.
This is the letter to the judge to give a lighter sentence for forcible rape conviction that he said good job to craft
He
service.
said thanks for the mac and cheese.
Hey, that PB&J really hit the spot.
Yeah.
So therefore, chip away 25 years off the rape sentence.
All right. Anything else we want to add?
I think so far that's it. That's almost an hour of updates there.
Yeah, and also we didn't talk about Topher Grace. He was not part of the Disgusting Brothers.
No.
He always felt like left out, like he didn't relate to those guys.
Not even left out. Danny bullied him on set.
Yeah, that's the rumors. And by the way, we're going to be doing more videos because there's just too much to cover. I've had people this week personally tell me multiple instances of people who worked with Ashton Kutcher saying he was an asshole.
Wow.
I think Ashton just thinks he's bulletproof. I think he thinks he could get away with anything.
Yeah. What about this Wilmer video?
Okay, yeah, so this is a good place to end. We're going to end this with a clip of Wilmer Valderrama, 1/3 of the Disgusting Brothers, on a classic clip from the Howard Stern show. He's talking about Mandy Moore, who he dated.
Right, yeah, she hated this. I remember this.
First time you see Mandy Moore naked, how much time do you have to put in with a chick like that before you get to start banging her? Do you have to put in months of time?
No, well, see, we were each other's first loves. You know what I mean? That's
like an hour. She was a virgin.
Like an hour.
She was a virgin. You took her virginity, dude.
High
five. High five, Artie.
Come here. Okay.
Look at that.
He goes high five him for me.
The closest I got one time, I was a girl's 14th. I think.
Did it hurt? I never took a girl's virginity.
Same night.
Yeah. To burst through that hymen is hard, right?
Look,
oh my God!
Do you have to use some sort of tool to pierce that thing?
I will say this: it is not like warm apple pie. Okay, it is
it's
not like
great.
that.
Is your penis black and blue after you take someone's virginity?
Oh my God!
Exactly. Let's see. How do I put this in the most political way possible? It's just really good.
Yeah, there you go.
You enjoy
this
it.
is really good.
So Rolling Stone wrote an article this week reminding people of this interview. Later on, Wilmer goes on to say that Lindsay Lohan shaves down there and the carpets don't match the drapes, and he talks about Paris Hilton being too gross so he wouldn't fuck her, and he goes on and on and on about every girl that he had sex with. Very boorish behavior.
Yeah.
So anyway, thank you for listening.
Thank you.